This is a podcast, not a news broadcast. We will report situations that are currently out and available for public access. No one on this platform is claiming to be a journalist. We are a group of individuals giving our opinion. Enjoy the show.
Take 1,000,010.
Homesick Podcast. This is Homesick Podcast.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Welcome to Homesick Podcast. I'm Miz.
And I'm Liz.
And I want to thank y'all for listening to this little podcast of ours. Really appreciate it. The growth is slowly coming, but I'm ecstatic about how much you guys are showing support about this little thing. So thank you for subscribing on all our platforms and showing love and being consistent with it. We really appreciate it.
Yes, we see all of you.
I want to give a belated Mother's Day to all the mothers that watch and listen. We celebrated you yesterday. It was a great time.
No, it was amazing. I loved it. I felt like it was the best day of my life.
Yeah,
I actually felt appreciate it.
Let's see what Father's Day looked like.
I've been shady, huh? Didn't even catch it.
No, it was great. It was fantastic.
Happy Mother's Day to all the other mothers out there.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
I know it's a tough job, and we make it look easy.
Even though for my mom it was easy as shit. She tells me that all the time.
Yeah.
It was just.
I doubt that. But easy. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed your day and know you appreciate it.
Yes.
Every day of the year.
All mothers.
Yes.
Okay. Since you've been on this kick with the questions, I'm gonna shoot it to you because I'm gonna just stop doing that.
I think you just gave up on
Yeah,
them.
I'm gonna just let that be you now.
All right, we'll see if you like this one.
That's what's up.
All right, so can accountability be taught, or is it just who you are at your core?
Was that like a question you were saying out loud for yourself?
That's exactly why I thought this was a good one, because accountability was not something I was comfortable with when I met you.
Yeah, listen to the words you used. Go ahead.
I am very accountable for my actions now.
Fuck yeah. This is me showing support.
I hear you. Just because I'm talking doesn't mean I don't hear what you're whispering over there.
You can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Go ahead.
Yes. I am very accountable for what I do now. So I think it can be taught, because this didn't come easy for me.
No, all jokes aside, it can be. It definitely could be taught. It's more or less if you're willing to be taught.
Right, if you're accepting it.
Yeah, if you're not acceptive of it, what's the point? You're talking on deaf ears. So yeah.
I like how you tried to make this one-sided, because you are not accountable for anything.
What are you talking about? I'm the first person to get up and say, yo, I was wrong.
You just want it to be over with. That's why you'll be like, all right, we done this?
That's not true. Like, honestly, I'm listening when you speak.
To who?
I'm listening to you.
Your thoughts?
No, I'm like, yo,
she
talking
listening.
Some real shit. Like, I should really listen.
I know other people out there can relate, but I'll tell him like a bunch of stuff. He might catch like one thing out of everything I said to him, and then he'll play dumb when I bring it up again. And you never told me that.
Who's playing?
It's the fuck I did. You're just dumb in general. Yeah, that shit drives me fucking crazy.
Right. Nah, accountability can be taught, and it does come with open mind. If you're willing to accept it, then yeah, it can take effect. Yeah, I'm not the best at everything in the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning of our relationship, yes, a lot of things first of all, a lot of things too is I lived on my own longer than you did. So I was accustomed to a lot of things. So yeah, exactly. So I was accustomed to a lot of things on my own. And I had nobody telling me what I'm doing is wrong or no, you know what I mean? I'm used to that.
Mr. Perfect.
No, it's not that I'm perfect. I'm just better. That's all it is. But
kind of the same.
But all seriousness.
You got to keep bringing it back to seriousness. Are we ever leaving it?
No, you're right. I was in same with you. You put yourself out there. And honestly, it took time, and I did learn to actually be accountable for the shit that I did. You know, I wasn't considerate of feelings at all.
You didn't use present tense just now. You said once like it was past tense.
Yeah.
He is learning.
Because I'm great now. But yeah. Nah, that was a good question. Real good. I like it.
It's better than yours.
I don't have one.
That's why I said it's better than yours.
All right. You ain't got nothing else to add?
No.
Okay. You guys can answer that question yourself. You know what I mean? Within your relationships, have you ever experienced that the person you're with is hard-headed, bull-headed, don't want to listen? You know, she might want to tell you, yo, oh, no, I've never dealt with this. I'm right. You're wrong. Stuff like that.
Did it just get shady in here?
Okay, let's hit the talk of the town.
Talk of the town.
My favorite part. All right, so a Florida woman, Cassandra Stuckey, is facing multiple charges for allegedly opening fire on her housemate after he told her, "You don't run this house." According to reports, the 59-year-old victim told authorities he overheard Stuckey speaking to someone outside of the home about how she runs this house. When she walked back in, he responded, "You don't run this house," and went into his room. Stuckey allegedly followed him, spit in his face, then got a silver revolver from her bedroom. Police say she walked over to the victim's room, tapped on the glass-paneled door with the gun, and fired at least 4 shots in his direction. The man, who has not been publicly identified, shares the home with Stuckey. A witness at the scene told detectives he heard the argument and saw Stuckey fire 3 to 4 rounds towards the victim's bedroom. Stuckey, who's a Miami resident, has been charged with attempted second-degree murder with a deadly weapon and illegal possession of a firearm, according to court records. She's currently being held on a $12,500 bond. Isn't that wild?
This is Florida?
Yeah.
Do they show like pictures? Like, do all these people have their teeth?
I'm not sure. I'll post
Is it like
the pictures.
ex-heroin addicts or some
I will
shit
include the
living together?
pictures.
Because who the fuck is shooting somebody and spitting in their face because they say they run this house?
No, he said you don't run this house.
Oh, yeah. But
we play all the time.
It started because somebody said they ran the house.
We play all the time. I always say I wear the pants in this relationship, just like he thinks he does. Look at you. Could you imagine? That's just wild. Yeah. So, all right. Moving on. This story I think is just as wild. It is in the news. I don't know if you've heard of it. So let's see. Okay. All right. It happened in upstate New York. A DoorDash driver was shot in the driveway by a local town official. So it happened on May 2nd at approximately 9:50 p.m. The police were notified of a gunshot victim at Garden Health Medical Center. Preliminary investigation revealed that the victim was working as a DoorDash delivery driver and attempting to deliver food to a residence in that neighborhood when he became lost and unable to navigate using the app. His battery was apparently low, or his phone died. I couldn't find it clear. One story said something that it was low. The other one said it's dead. Regardless, the victim had approached several homes asking for directions before arriving at the residence of John Riley III. Riley told the victim to get off of his property before firing multiple shots at the victim as he attempted to leave in his vehicle, striking the victim once in his back, causing serious physical injuries. This video is online, and it's apparently really graphic. Does
it have to do anything with race?
I'll get there. Of course. Riley is the current Town of Chester Highway Superintendent and a federally licensed firearm dealer. The following day, the New York State Police arrested John J. Riley III following an investigation into the non-fatal shooting of the DoorDash delivery driver. He was processed and charged with the following: assault in the first degree, which is a Class B felony, criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree, which is a Class C felony, criminal possession of a firearm, which is a Class E felony. He was arraigned and remanded to the Orange County Jail in lieu of $250,000 cash bond, $250,000 cash, $500,000 bond, or $750,000 partially secured bond. So you may be wondering if he lost his job. As an elected official, the town board does not have control over whether he remains the highway superintendent because he's elected, so they can't fire him.
What country is it? What state?
This is New York.
This is upstate New York.
Yeah. Yes. Someone in the town released a statement saying the town board does not have control over Mr. Riley's future as a highway superintendent because he's elected. So I don't know. They said it's up to him to step down, and he has showed no
remorse about even stepping down.
Yeah, no, he hasn't talked about stepping down, nothing.
Because he don't think he did anything wrong.
The New York State Police is handling this investigation after the Chester police department had to recuse himself because of the conflict. But yes, you did touch on could be race. So, the delivery driver was black. The guy who said the house was white.
So what I'm trying to understand, race aside, so the guy was lost trying to find the address to the delivery and made a U-turn in his driveway.
Well, he went to different houses in the neighborhood, I guess, trying to get someone to help him because his phone was dead. He didn't know where this house was. I think he was like, he was from another country. He was native to another country.
Okay. Despite all of that, as human beings now, this is at night?
Yeah, it was late at night, 9:40. So, most people are
I'm going to do
locked in the
each
house.
side perspective. So you just pulling up to people's house, knocking and asking, can I use your charger? Or can I charge my phone?
No,
what was he asking?
No, he was asking for directions. He was lost in the neighborhood.
People. Okay, but with all the shit that's going on and you see on the news where you got people that's fake UPS drivers or people that stuff like, I can understand the fear of some people.
The fear, right.
But he said, so he went to this guy's house, asked directions, and the guy told him to get off his property.
Yeah.
And then as he was going back to his car, shot him.
The guy had a gun. He already came out ready with the gun and said, get off my property, and then started shooting. He shot him in the back, which you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to shoot anybody.
Yeah. So that's where he was wrong. You took it, you escalate the situation, didn't need to. You said get off your property, he was leaving.
Right.
So
that's where it went.
That's where he's wrong.
You know what I mean? Because for the guy to be doing that, he took a chance going door to door and shit like that when it's place he's not familiar with and stuff like that. I could see that as scaring certain people because think about it, you're home late night, somebody knocks on your door, you don't know who the fuck this is, but they're telling you that they just want to get directions.
Well, I know.
That sounds suspicious.
Right. I do agree. And putting myself in that situation, I would be scared too. I would probably answer through the ring and talk that way.
But to take it to the step of which the guy took as if he's going to shoot and kill after giving a second warning. Oh, yeah. Hey, get off my property. Then shoot him, bop out. That was some sucker shit. That I don't get that. I don't even know. Granted, yes, it's going to come off as some race situation, but this could be a level of fucking stupidity and ignorance. Yeah. Because to do that, you were more afraid than the guy was. Because you showed up with the gun. He had the gun. Look at the whole circumstance. You came to the door with the gun. Yeah. Told him to get off your property. He's more afraid of you now with the gun, so why shoot him?
Yes, and that's what the guy said. He was scared. Well, his family, I think so. From what he said, man. But yeah, last I read, he is listed in serious condition, and he needs at least one more surgery.
So he's alive.
But he is alive.
That's good. But yeah, that guy should definitely get locked up because that was stupid. Yeah, and I don't see it as the threat. You have to you use your firearm in case of a threat or somebody's trying to attack you, or you gave a fair warning like he did, but the guy refused to leave. Then I could understand that, but the guy was leaving. Yeah, he's not getting no sympathy. Well, at least from me, that's bullshit.
There's a video of it. I guess his doorbell caught.
Oh, his Ring camera.
Yeah, but so there is video, but definitely, I don't know. It's graphic, of course. Right. But there was one more little thing that I was going to throw in there. Just because Mother's Day just passed. So in Suffolk County in Long Island, they were calling out the worst offenders behind on child support. So they said it was going to be just in time for Mother's Day. So the county released a list of the top 10 deadbeat dads, hoping the public pressure would push them to pay their child support.
They were naming names?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would they do that?
So the officials say the goal is to stand up for struggling mothers doing it all alone while some fathers skip out on their responsibilities. So the amounts range from $17,000 all the way to the top man who owes over $422,000.
How the fuck do you get in arrears for that much money?
If caught, the men face jail time as they repay what they owe.
How the hell hasn't he been caught for? And he's at 400?
Well, some states don't enforce it.
That's real lax to get to 400K. What's the point of getting that balance up? He's never going to be able to pay that off.
Well, I'm going to include a picture, so you'll be able to see that. But it has their names, the amount, and their last known address on it.
They showing the people's faces and stuff like that? Why the fuck?
Their face, their name, the picture, all of it.
Yeah, but why would you want to?
I don't know. I guess they were trying to put pressure on them to get them to pay. But they were doing it. That was like the Mother's Day gift, I guess, to these.
That's not. I myself don't even find that.
Well, you're biased.
It's not biased. It's messed up. Why would you put the men out? All right,
Why would
the 400? Listen, you only seen it from as a woman's perspective. In a man's perspective, say the man, all right, for 400K, that's okay. That's a little absurd.
17,000 is absurd.
Yes, but you don't know from when they hit the arrears. Listen, there's a lot of backstory you don't know.
I understand that. I could see it maybe if it was like $500, something like that. I could see that, but
you're never going to see arrears for that low.
$17,000 if we're going off the least amount. Mm-hmm. You're not even attempting to pay anything at that point. I'm sure if they've seen some type of effort, they weren't putting their pictures out there. But if you're just, I don't care, then you should be.
I'm not on the same page.
You should be blasted out there. It should have been women too, but I guess they weren't up there that high.
You don't know the circumstance. I can't say that's something to commend and say like deadbeat. You don't know the situation.
Bottom line, if they were taking care of their children, they wouldn't be on this list at all.
How do you know they're not taking care of their children? That's my whole point.
If they were paying for their children, they wouldn't be on the list at all.
You know from me paying child support. There's situations where you can't come up with something because of your life changing. So say today, say somebody lost their job. Say something came up from the situation. Mm-hmm. How could you just go off the rip and just assume that person's a scumbag because you don't know their story? You're going on like for the county to be doing that shit is kind of fucked up. I believe that's my opinion. Some others may look at it and say, "Oh, hurrah! Let's shame the men that's not paying their child support." But you don't know the circumstances on why. If they're genuinely not paying it because they're assholes, I could get it. Yes, but I don't like that. I
doubt they would have blasted people that have been putting an effort. I doubt they would have been blasted.
I know when I went to child support hearings, off the rip, I was getting treated like I was a piece of shit just for stepping into the room. So that's how the system established men paying child support. Oh, you're a piece of shit off the rip because you're paying child support. But how is that? How is that the case? You don't know my situation. You don't know anything. How you know that I'm not the positive person and she could be a piece of shit because she now is trying to make a come up and trying to get the bread on her behalf. She could be a low down, dirty mother.
I know.
It doesn't necessarily mean that the man is fucked up.
See, you see that side of it because that kind of was your situation.
Right.
So that's why I
can't commend this. I can't applaud that like that was something great to do. Yeah, let's put these men up there. I think that's fucked up. My opinion.
I get it.
I mean, I understand women who go through it, and I feel bad for those that have to struggle and do it. The single moms do it by themselves. That's bad. That's awful. And the men that's not trying to help them, that's fucked up. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
But I would like to know more about the men that they're talking about. Just putting them on blast is just like, I don't know. And that's crazy how did they get away with that?
That was public knowledge.
Public knowledge. You could look up somebody's child support?
I would imagine.
How? So you would just know a person and then look up a person's child support? How do you know the person got child support?
I said it pretty confident. I'm pretty sure it's...
Yeah, you talking shit. I don't know what you talking about. That's straight up a lie.
I'm pretty sure it has to be public knowledge. Like...
Why would somebody child support arrears be public knowledge? I know. All right, let's see. I know you can search a person name up, and then sometimes if they have like an open warrant, you can see that. How would they child support?
Yeah, and if it's for child support, it'll tell you for child support arrears or whatever.
All right. In that case, so yeah, I believe that.
See, I kind of know what I'm talking about.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
All right, that was it. Sorry,
you got any more triggering stuff?
Yeah, I got you real triggered. No, that's it. I like to go off on a bang, you know?
Yeah, that was definitely a bang bang.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm about to do like that roommate.
All right, well, listen. I run this house.
All right, moving on to entertainment news.
It wasn't a joke, sorry.
SZA was in East Rutherford at an American Dream Mall.
Oh, I know.
She did a pop up. Yeah, she did a pop up, and then Kendrick showed up, sign autographs, see the kids and stuff like that. It was nice. It was real cool. They shut down the whole mall with that shit because she was bigging up her beauty line. Not beauty. Shop. Yeah, not beauty. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everybody got fucking makeup, so I don't know.
I know. Well, they were also performing around here. They were here.
Yeah, they're on their tour. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're in East Rutherford doing their tour, which I wish I had tickets to see.
I know.
I'd love to see that.
Would have been.
I don't even know I didn't even check, honestly, so I can't even say like I didn't get a chance. I didn't even check to see how much some shit cost.
I know. The kids asked me, they were already here. It was the night of. They were like, why didn't we get tickets for that? And I'm like, I didn't even know it was tonight.
So why didn't you buy us tickets?
This is a good point.
Oh, fuck. Yeah,
I got to do better.
I want to give a congratulations to Rihanna and A$AP Rocky for their third pregnancy. Rihanna debuted the baby bump at this year's 2025 Met Gala.
I know, it's so exciting.
My man seeding that shit up crazy.
I hope she has a little girl.
What they got now?
2 boys.
2 boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to shoot for that girl.
Yeah.
I agree.
A little Riri.
You need a little girl. A little girl it changes everything when you got a little girl.
Yeah. She's got 2 big brothers.
Definitely.
Good luck, little girl. We don't even know if it's a little girl, but I'm praying it is.
We're putting it in the air. We hope you get a little girl. Congratulations again, A$AP, New York. I see where you going with this one. Knock it up, man. Time.
No.
All right, moving forward. The talk everybody been talking about this Diddy case.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so there's so much parts. I'm going to just start in the order I have it here. So prosecutors on the Diddy's opening trial have an issue with Mark Geragos being at attendance during jury selection. You know who that is?
No.
All right. So he does this podcast. Well, I'll get into it more. So Diddy himself has retained all of whom have court clearance to defend him. Prosecutors state that they have noticed Geragos and other members of his firm consulting with the defense team, and they think it's unfit due to his side gig. In a letter to the judge, they have cited a rule barring anyone associated with the defense from making a public statement that could interfere with a fair trial. For those who may be unaware, the prosecutor's concern comes from Geragos' podcast, 2 Angry Men, which he co-hosts with TMZ Harvey Levin.
Yeah.
So them 2 do a podcast, and you got TMZ attached to that. That's right. That can't be good for a thing. So They also pointed out that Geragos has commented about Diddy's case on their most recent episode on their podcast, including the Cassie beating video also.
Oh, okay.
The feds have also chimed in to complain about Diddy's regards about the office making pretrial statements to the media, so they find it funny how Geragos is so overly making statements on his podcast while also working with Diddy's team. So it's kind of fucked up that you had issues with the feds saying that they may be leaking information to the media, but you got somebody that's on a podcast with the biggest rumor company out right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So prosecutors state he can't do both. He can't be doing that and doing the podcast. He got to either stay the fuck away from the trial. That's pretty much what they're saying with that.
Wow.
More with the Diddy trial. There was a few dismissals for the jury picks.
Yeah.
So one in particular was jury 48, had an exchange with the judge and was asked if they answered yes to any questions on the questionnaire. She admitted there was one where she gave the affirmative because of an alleged attempt rape. But that wasn't what got her dismissed. Apparently, she wrote on the questionnaire that Diddy has the money and could potentially buy his way out of trouble. When asked what she meant by this, her response was just what I said. That's what she said back to the judge.
They think she would take money for.
But that's what she said to the judge. The level of ignorance, like just what I wrote, pretty much. Like that's what I mean. So that got her sent packing. Another juror admitted that they knew about all Diddy's alleged sex and partying from the Joe Rogan experience. So they only learned about the case from a podcast. Okay. So that's how they followed it.
At least they told on themselves.
Yeah. Another for working with the publisher. So another one got kicked off for working for the publisher that did the I'll Be Sure memoir. Do you believe me now? Mm-hmm. They got kicked off because they had association with that.
Right.
And despite all the developments, prosecutors say that they're having trouble getting victim 3 to testify. Sources say it's an old girlfriend that never cooperated with prosecutors and never gave them any indication she would be willing to take the stand during trial.
She's the one that disappeared.
Yeah. So kind of it raises the question, why did prosecutors add her to the testimony? If she never agreed to it, why would you put it in? I don't understand.
Maybe they were hoping.
Right. And then Diddy's team is also trying to paint the picture that the Cassie assault tape was altered and they're going to prove such. Diddy's team is trying to push the narrative that Cassie was an equal distributor of pain throughout the relationship.
But she was abusive too.
That she was also abusive to him. Yes. They trying to pull that bullshit.
All right, Diddy.
Now, moving on with that regarding to the Cassie statement, The first witness was called to the stand in Diddy's sex trafficking case. It was the assistant director of security at the International Los Angeles Century City of Beverly Hills Hotel. Long ass fucking name. Mm-hmm. And he was asked about the 2016 incident between Diddy and Cassie. His name is Israel Flores. Says he got a report of a woman in distress on the 6th floor around 11 a.m. He checked the cameras and saw Diddy pacing back and forth. Flores told the jury that he rushed to the scene and encountered Diddy in a towel and Cassie on the floor.
Jeez.
So he basically saying that he's seen her in distress. He claims he told them to take their argument back to their room. He then says that Cassie stated she asked for her phone and her bag and she wanted to leave, but Diddy told her she couldn't leave. So she confessed this to Flores.
Right.
Flores also told the jury Diddy later called him and was holding a stack of money, telling him not to tell anyone about what happened. So he's trying to pay him off. This is what Flores says.
Did he take it?
He testified. He testified that he told Diddy he did not want the money and the damages that was caused from the altercation would be charged to his room. That's all he said. He said he never took the money, but he told Diddy, like, you guys kind of, you see, he knocked over different shit. It was great. So he told him that that's going to be charged to his room. Flores says he took photos of the broken vase for an incident report and recorded 2 videos of the surveillance footage with his phone, explaining he wanted to show his wife at home. Well, he was being honest. He was like, I got to show my wife this shit. You ain't going to believe it. I would probably play your baby. You won't believe what the fuck I just seen.
Right.
He also had the following 2 days off. So after that, when he recorded everything, showed us what he had those 2 days off after that. Mm-hmm. So, and he said when he returned to work, the surveillance video was gone.
Oh, so he got someone to delete that shit. Mm-hmm. So that's how it came out. Now, did he say it was altered? Since Diddy's alleging that it's altered, did they ask him that? I wonder. Well,
I'm gonna get to that. He does touch on that a little. So he said, so Diddy attorney asked if law enforcement was called when all of that was going down. And Flores said they were not.
Oh.
Which is kind of weird. If you've seen a woman in distress, she basically came to you and told you, I don't know if there was some type of standard the hotel kept Diddy at, so they tried to, you know what I mean? That could be a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's such a touchy thing because you want to do the right thing and call, but I don't know.
Right. He was asked why he didn't include that part about Diddy telling Cassie she wasn't leaving in his report. Flores' response was he didn't put every last detail in his reports. So basically he's saying the lawyers actually like, why, if that's the case, then why didn't you put that in your report that these things occurred? Why did you leave it out? And then his defense was, oh, well, I didn't think I had to put everything in there in detail. But that's kind of a big thing.
Right.
That's a big chunk that you missed. So I don't know.
Because you write it down when it's fresh in your mind.
Correct.
So the more you put in it, the better.
Like, why would you leave that out? Flores also testified after being asked by Diddy's attorney that there was a gap in the Cassie footage. So there's stuff missing that he's saying. And he's agreeing with basically Diddy's his team that there is something wrong. There's something altered with the video.
I mean, regardless, whatever's missing, he still was
you
doing
still put hands
stuff.
on her, and even if it jumped to a scene, we seen the scene where you was kicking and hitting her and throwing shit at her. So allegedly. I don't know what. Yeah, allegedly. I don't know what was missing. What we didn't see another beating. Like, you know, like I don't understand what that statement means.
I don't know.
But all I know through all of this, 50 Cent was trolling him the whole fucking time with this shit.
Not his tweets. I love his Instagram posts.
Yeah, with him as a lawyer in the case.
Him with he was the entire jury.
Yeah, I seen that too. But 50 made a post and he responded to the statement, says, Your Honor, this theory of Cassie kicking Diddy's ass, I'm not buying it. So he posted that. So yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, he's
like
50
the biggest troll, and I love it.
It's good. Like, he don't give a fuck. He don't care how big.
And no one's safe.
Nah, he going after anybody. He don't got no friends.
He's like my favorite person to follow on Instagram.
Yeah, so that shit is hilarious. Moving on into more news. We all know the song 99 Problems, right?
Yeah.
Well, it seems one of them have spun the block. Jay-Z's former accuser is back on social media and standing on her allegations that Hov raped her.
Get the fuck out of here.
She's back.
Wait, did she get a different lawyer?
Guess who's possessed?
Busby can't be back.
She's still with Busby.
Oh, God.
So Jay filed an amendment to the defamation suit he filed against her and her attorney, Tony Busby. In the doc, Jay refers to a TikTok from last month with lip sync audio stating, "You couldn't pay me $1 million to get an apology video out of me. I stand on what I said. Fuck you." Gangster. In a statement by Jane Doe accuser, she claims the only reason she dropped the lawsuit was because she feared retribution from Jay-Z. So she's back on the allegations that Jay-Z and Diddy raped her back in 2000 after the VMAs.
So what I'm confused about, the first time around when she had this filed, didn't her dad come out and say that the story didn't match up? Like there was a lot of things that didn't match up. That's why
he said he never picked her up from where she said she was picked up from. He said he don't even recall that. Yeah,
right. And then other celebrities or something she said weren't actually like. Yeah, so I wonder if that's changing.
Well, they got said that for Busby, Jay is calling him out over Wikipedia changes, claiming IP address connected to his law firm have made more than 100 positive edits on Wiki, particularly on Busby's page. It supposedly makes Busby look better and damages Jay-Z and Rock Nation's reputation.
Oh.
I don't know how Wikipedia affects that. But Busby made response to this and says, I'm trying to wrap my head around this creative pleading. As I understand it, the new argument is that someone amending Wikipedia about me harms his reputation. That's laughable and super weak. I don't have anything to do with Wikipedia and I haven't looked at it in years. That's super weak. Wikipedia even made a response and says, really? this legal war is getting petty. So everybody think this shit is getting retarded.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All right. Moving forward, Smokey Robinson is being sued by 4 women who say they used to work for him. The suit was filed in Los Angeles Tuesday morning by 4 Jane Does claiming they worked as housekeepers for Smokey and his wife, Frances Gladney Robinson. The 4 accusers claim they were assaulted multiple times. First alleged incident occurred in 2007. Even though the accusations are different in variety, they all share some sort of consistency among all 4 claims. Smokey would call them into the bedroom or other places while his wife was away. That's a little weird. Here's where it gets graphic. All alleged women state that Smokey would force himself upon them, penetrating them with his fingers, forcibly giving them oral sex or making them perform oral on him. They also claim that he would sometimes lay down a towel before to avoid making a mess of the bed linens. He was considerate. Ew. 2 victims claim he ejaculated inside them without protection. They're suing for sexual battery, assault, false imprisonment, and gender violence, and they are seeking at least $50 million in damages. Smokey's wife is also being sued because they say she knew about at least one of the alleged sexual assaults.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old is he?
I think he's like in his 80s. I don't have his exact age in front of me, but yeah, I think he's like 80 something.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's pretty graphic.
There's always allegations out lately about everyone.
But that's what's been going on a lot, though. It's all been...
I know.
Rape. Some form of rape or sexual assault on a woman. All of them been the same shit. So, what are you going to ignore it because it seems like it's just popping up? Or you just got to look at it as what it could be?
I just hope it's all legitimate because otherwise it's just desensitizing it. It's eventually people are just going to be like, oh, another one. And not look at it as what it really is.
That's kind of how I looked at it. Like, wow, this now comes up about Smokey Robinson.
And it's not something that should be looked at like that. Right. It's a big deal.
It is. So I'll keep on this and see how this turns out. But yeah, as of right now, yeah, he got a lot going on. I think he has an album or he's on tour or something like that of the nature is happening with him. All right. Our former president of the United States appeared on The View and was asked if he was shocked that Trump defeated his vice president, Kamala Harris. Joe states that it didn't surprise him at all, pointing to sexism as a major reason. Biden goes on to say he thinks that he could have won the race through pointing out that the battleground states were fairly close, and he feels that he would have swung the pendulum in the Democrats' direction.
Okay, Joe.
Yeah, those, if you're not familiar with the battleground states, there are Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. He's saying that if he was in there, Smokey Joe, he was going to fix that.
Oh, God.
He was going to get that win, bring it back home, is what he's saying. He said Kamala couldn't keep it. He would, she lucky he ain't get involved. If anything, he harmed her fucking whole shit.
She
her whole race. He fucked her whole shit up.
She harmed her own, but he contributed to it also. Yeah, I don't think it was sexism. I just think it's what she wasn't ready for it.
Her whole strategy was fucked up.
Yeah,
she didn't have a strategy. She didn't have any, and then she just went with the whole black thing.
In her defense, she got thrown into it. In a sense, like she wanted to, but she got thrown into it, and they were like, "All right, go," and she wasn't ready for it. You can tell she's not.
And like I said, I think he harmed her chance.
Yeah,
I think he definitely fucked her chances.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Trump hit home to a lot of people with some of the things he's going to change. Whether you agree with him as a president or not is different. As far as like views, like when he was talking about like no tax on overtime, no tax on tips, like that's things that affect our like people's pockets. So of course, standing on that stuff, I think helped him a bit.
Well, yeah, and then in a sense, in the case,
and
Biden was fucking up the country at the time.
The border, that was another big topic.
That was a problem. That was a crisis.
People being killed, like
right. So I don't get how he felt. He could have changed that whole perspective of everyone to be like, yeah, let's give him another chance.
And I don't think it was. I don't think it was sexist. I don't think.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with because she was a woman.
No, because there will be a woman president. I know there will be. She just wasn't ready for it, and Hillary tried. I don't think Hillary was ready for it. I just think it's not.
It's not set up for women.
Yeah,
it really isn't. I think for a woman to be even considered or elected, she got to come in.
I think it's set up for a woman. I think a woman can definitely do it. I'm
not saying they can't. I'm saying she has to come with a lot, I believe. Yeah. It's not going to be, it's easier for a man to say, all right, he's a veteran or he did something or you know what I mean? Like that, those things stay more what a presidential candidate would try to hit with. They got some type of background in military or they have some stuff in, they have their billionaires or some shit like that stuff. Those things are normally things. With a woman, I don't know what's going to like sway.
Yeah.
So somebody would be like, oh, okay.
There's a rep from New York, Ocasio-Cortez. She, I think, could potentially be qualified to run for president. She's very educated. She's very intelligent. Like, I just think she would be good. I watch her videos. I watch her when she does little, I guess, events with the press. I think she was good.
Well, let's see what happened.
Tulsi Gabbard at one point wanted to do it. I don't know.
I'm not saying no woman can't be president.
I think a woman could definitely be president.
You're hearing that part, what I'm saying.
Well, no, at one point it sounded like you said it's not ready for a woman or something.
No, I'm saying in the sense of how everything is set up. I'm not saying the world is not ready for a woman president. I'm saying how everything is set up right now. The stuff that's laid out for her, the hurdles for a woman to try to become president is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's not just easy as saying I want to run for president is what I'm saying. That's what I'm not. I'm not saying a woman can't be president.
A woman will be president.
Oh, and I hope so.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. UMG tells Drake that there's a giant hole in the lawsuit he filed over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Universal Music Group filed a motion to dismiss the defamation lawsuit. Also states Drake's lawsuit isn't really about Kendrick calling him a P word because he didn't even include those words during the performance. The crowd did the damage chanting the lyrics. That doesn't fall on Kendrick Lamar.
He has a point.
There's a loophole. There's definitely a loophole.
He didn't say a word.
The label threw Drake's words right back at him, reminding him 3 years ago he signed a petition criticizing prosecutors for using rap lyrics as evidence in a criminal case against an artist. UMG states, how could it be right then and wrong now? Claiming his lawsuit is merely an attempt to save face for his unsuccessful rap battle with Lamar. Overall, the label is asking the judge to throw out Drake's lawsuit.
I do think it should be thrown out this
It sounds like they're right.
It's done.
It sounds like they're right, though.
But even before that, I thought it should be thrown out.
It was done. It's reaching. Yeah, just be over with it. But they got a point.
Your feelings were hurt. We get it. That's it.
You're right. But they do have a point.
For sure.
Like, you can't go be saying one thing and then now when it comes to you now, I want to sue. Man, they got a point. So, I don't know. It might get dropped.
See how that goes.
All right. Some more fancy news. You might like this one because it's up your alley. Baldoni's attorney Brian Friedman has subpoenaed Taylor Swift as a witness in the Lively versus Baldoni war.
You're trying to trigger me now, huh?
Taylor's camp is upset, stating she wasn't even on the set of It Ends With Us, which started the whole legal battle. They also claim Taylor was not involved in any casting or creative decisions. She never saw an edit or made notes on the film. She never watched the movie until weeks after the public release. And the biggest statement was that she was traveling around the globe during 2023 and 2024, headlining her tour.
And that's not how they said it. They said a worldwide tour.
Yeah, they made it more to like it's some gigantic shit. Yes. The only connection was permitting the use of the song My Tears Ricochet, but 19 other artists also did the same. So they're not understanding why the subpoena.
The actress herself said, Taylor helped Blake choose me. Taylor was the one that said that's the one. Yes. Get out of here.
I'm just reporting the news.
Listen, that's your friend. You're Khaleesi's dragon. Now you're a part of it, and that's it. That's it. You just show up. You chose this.
What they gonna really stick to Taylor Swift though? Like, what are they gonna do? Like, the problem is with Lively.
They're not sticking to her, but they need her to testify. They need to hear her side of the story. You can't say I had nothing to do with it when you did. Blake Lively said you did. The actress that played her younger said you did. Like, Baldani said it in his own stuff.
Testimony. Yeah.
She was at the apartment when he got there, and then she was saying, "This is what you should do." Like, come on.
Yeah, we reported that in the beginning of
That's what I'm saying.
They say
all of us allegedly, of course,
cursed out at the apartment. Yeah,
but yes, like you can't just now be like, I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't work that way.
Hey, I'm just saying,
God.
Taylor Swift.
If anything, Taylor Swift should direct her anger.
She ain't got nothing to do with that. You're like, I did that.
I know. She should direct her anger at her friend because her friend put her in this situation.
Damn right. Ain't no good friend.
Right. Don't take it out on our cousin Baldani. He's innocent.
I figured you like this one.
Yeah.
All right, moving on with news that just came in. Tory Lane was stabbed by another inmate in the yard at the California Correctional Institute. According to multiple sources, it's unclear what the motivation of the attack was, but Tory was rushed to a nearby civilian hospital in Bakersfield. Tory is serving a 10-year sentence at a California state prison for a 2020 shooting on Megan Thee Stallion.
So while we're filming, this just came up on my feed. So his team posted on his Instagram, Tory was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing apparatus. He is now breathing on his own. Despite being in pain, he is talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he is pulling through. He also wanted to thank everyone for the continued prayers and support. 14 times. That shit's crazy.
Well, hold your head, Tory. Hold your head. That is fucking
what
crazy.
A miracle and a blessing that he made it with that.
Yeah, wow. We'll see what turns out from this, and if they figure out what was the cause, and what I doubt they figure out why he was stabbed. No. They'll never get that information. But yeah, it's good that he's alive and he's recovering. So prayers for Tory Lanez. Okay, moving on to our main topic. Should men always pay on the first date? You want me to touch on that?
I think when we're initially like, younger and all this, you're like conditioned, I guess, to, I don't know what the correct word would be, but like you're told like the guy should do this, the guy should do that. I don't necessarily agree with that though, because I feel like, I don't know. Why would you spend all your money? You don't know if you're going to like me. I don't know if I'm going to like you. Wouldn't it be like a 50-50?
Well, the problem in the statement is that traditional dating etiquette suggests that men should pay on the first date. Modern thinking often favors splitting the bill or taking turns paying. That's what their generation is doing now. So off just standard, they believe that men should always pay on the first. I don't agree. Why I say this is the initial first date should just be we meet up and talk somewhere or some shit like that. Motherfuckers be want to do too. I blame it on the motherfuckers that be want to do too much on the first date. Like if I've just stoked, like, okay, let's go with modern time. If I just met you online, we talked on the phone a few times, we link up. 95% of the time, we're talking on the phone, and then the date idea comes up. Where I feel men go wrong is they throw it to the woman. Oh, what's your favorite place to eat? Some sucker shit like that. Or oh yeah, I like this type of food. Oh, I love this food. There's a great spot that I know that's $100 a plate or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I think a first date should honestly be, or not even a first date, our first outing between me and you should either be a public place, either like we go get some coffee during the day. It don't have to be at night. Or we take in a movie. Something simple. Yeah. I think start simple first before you realize you want to go spend money, because I believe it's a loss now. I just meet you, I'm gonna go take you on this crazy dinner so you can go back and tell your friends with your doggy bag like, yo, this motherfucker took me here.
Well, I guess dinner is more personal, because if we go to the movies, I can't talk to you during the movie, so I don't really know nothing about you. We left in the same way we went in. If you go to a dinner, you can interact.
That's what I was saying. Either do a little coffee, sit down and meet up or something like during the day. What about a day thing? Just go meet up somewhere, have a cup of coffee, or whatever. Go sit at a bar, have a drink. Why we gotta go now and I gotta pay countless dollars? Or there's back in the day of we're gonna take to the movies, we're gonna go to dinner, and then whatever. No.
What about if the person who asks you on a date pays? Like, if I were to ask you, you think I should pay because I asked you?
No. I think you should at least throw it in there.
But see, that's probably, like, if I'm really breaking it down to what I would do, say you asked me out to a date for dinner.
You want to make it soon, I'm going to pay.
When we go there, no.
No?
When we go there, I'm going to have my money in my pocket, my purse. I'm going to have it.
Right, you don't know me.
Right. But when the check comes, because this is our first date, I know for a fact I would be like, I got whatever, and start pulling money out.
Or even if you hit tip or whatever, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I would offer, yes. If you're paying for this, let me get tip at least.
Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't sit there like, all right, so we good? Like, it's just not me. But I don't. So that's what I think is good. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think that was a narrative.
I would be
at
curious.
One point. I think as time's gone, there are a 50-50 thing. I believe it's a 50-50 thing. I believe first initial date should be up in the air of what we're doing.
Yeah.
So if we're going out to eat, it should be all right. It should be split down the middle. First date. So we both walk away, don't feel no way.
Well, I definitely am curious to see what other people think. So please comment and let us know. I also want to know, what do you think it's a red flag if the person doesn't offer on the first date to pay? Like, if you go and nothing, the person's just sitting there, like, the check comes, they see it, but yet you pick it up, no offer, and they're just sitting there. Is that a red flag to you? Like, would you want to go on a second date with me if I didn't even acknowledge the check?
See, it's more of the attempt. Like, in my head, I all right, bullshit aside, I know you expecting me to pay as the man. I get that. But it's you trying to be like, oh, you got that? Or even being concerned, like, you got that? Or you want me to get like something of that nature. You're not just sitting there scrubbing down food, taking doggy bags, and you just sitting there waiting. And then we pay and that's it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't be giving your all first date like that. Yeah. Like, everything falls on you. Like, as the guy, you just pay for everything.
I think in closing, I think the safest bet is split it. No drama. It's easy. Or at least offer. That would be my advice.
Okay.
What do you think?
Right. No, I agree. I think time has changed. It was one narrative, and now things are different. So I think you should go with the flow. Like, things are different now. It's 50-50. I don't say it has to be, but let it be an option. Yeah. That's all I'd say. Well, that's all I got with that.
Me too.
All right, let's close this out. We want to thank everyone for listening and tuning in. God bless, and we'll talk later.
See you next time.
Peace.
This is Homesick Podcast.
Oh my God.